הדבר השלישי שהוא יחסית חדש לשני הראשונים.
Something else that's a little newer is to use these viruses, you're all familiar with these viruses from your own PC, to use them as a weapon.
מאז אני חושב ב-500 שנה האחרונות.
For the past 500 years, human beings have been talking about non-lethal weapons, dreaming about non-lethal weapons, or less than lethal weapons. And here, all of a sudden, we have something along those lines. If we believe what the literature is telling us, if we want to stop Iran's nuclear activity, we can bomb them with missiles or send a computer virus. And then all of a sudden we have another kind of weapon here that can be used as an attack.
I can't tell you how important we as a department at the Homeland Security and our government views cyber security. It is a topic that many talk about, but very few actually stop to think about the implications of it. Just to put a little bit of a perspective on it. In the last year alone, my government has seen a 300% increase in attacks against our federal servers, so against the Department of Defense, against the Homeland Security servers. Just in 1 year, a 300% increase. Just this past year, 47 million new versions of malware were identified, just in the last year. The amount of cyber crime going on is beyond belief. It's easy to talk about how social media and such is being used in Egypt and Tunisia and other things like that. What people don't stop to think about is how cyber warfare is being used to attack our global economy. The cost of cybercrime on the global economy is almost incalculable. I mean, this is the challenge, the speed at which this technology is advancing. The computing power in the BlackBerry in your pocket or the iPhone you have right now is 1,000 times greater than the computing power that we had to send someone to the moon. The speed at which these technologies are advancing, in which they can be used against us to shut down our electrical grids, to shut down our phone systems, to steal hundreds of millions of dollars overnight is truly staggering. As both the Israeli economy and the United States economy trends more towards technologies and less away from manufacturing, it's ever that much more important that we pay incredibly close attention to how we handle cybersecurity. It is a deadly weapon. Planes can be brought down. Nuclear facilities can be brought offline. Global markets can be shut. I mean, this is a real and present danger that I know in our country, I fear, many of our citizens aren't paying attention to it.
It's one of the characteristics of a cyber attack that the effects tend to be temporary, unless you're actually taking money, which tends to be permanent. But in terms of the damage to the computer system, we're talking about a window of opportunity that's created by a cyber attack. So the question of, is this an act of war, is really, did the person who carried out this attack have other plans to exploit the attack itself?
In a way, it's very convenient for states. Since there are no standards, presumably everything is allowed. You can try, you can initiate, you can dare, you can explore, and try to suss up, to see what will be the response in the international context. Look at the restraint with regards to Estonia, Georgia, Google and China, even Egypt last week. And I would like also to suggest 4 possible alleys of work. First, create a special law to cyberspace. Develop tools that will allow us to relate to specific acts in the cyberspace. Make sure that we can ensure the critical and non-critical infrastructures. And finally, create the rules of engagement on a military basis so that those who need to engage on a military basis should know that they are actually working in accordance with the international law. When comes the point where we understand that we are being under attack, and where is the point where we have to know that we have to retaliate? That's a big question. What I'm saying is that we have to complete our defense doctrine. We have to create a defense doctrine of the State of Israel for its critical systems and for the less critical systems.
How can we defend ourselves using cyberspace? The demarcation between the military and the civilian sectors are connected by IT. They're welded together. So the cyber threat is, how can we respond with a comprehensive solution that will cover the entire country, knowing that you're as strong as your weakest link? The weakest link is what you need to worry about. That's the problem that we have to face.